Good afternoon, everyone. It's Katie and Jessica with the Bossier Chamber of Commerce, and we are here for a special update. We have a guest with us today, Miss Angie White with the North Louisiana Economic Partnership, and she is here today to talk about the Work Ready Communities Initiative, in a nutshell, the ACT WorkKeys program.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So we're just it's just easy. We're just asking you easy questions, but we really want everyone to really be able to understand the program. So just tell us in a nutshell, what is Work Ready? What does that mean?
So the ACT Work Ready Communities Initiative is a program that was developed by the company ACT, which most of you probably know because you had to take one of their tests, the ACT, when you were in high school. ACT has the ACT, which measures college readiness, but they also have a tool called WorkKeys, and that measures work readiness. And starting about 2 years ago, our high schools have begun testing more and more students on WorkKeys in addition to the ACT. And that's wonderful. We're very excited about it because we're excited about some of the WorkKeys scores we're seeing come out of our high schools. However, very few of our employers know what WorkKeys is, and so this needs to be corrected. And that's what the Work Ready Communities Initiative is training us, as well as about 24 other organizations around Webster, Bossier, Caddo, and DeSoto parishes to talk to our community about. What is WorkKeys? How can employers use it in their hiring and recruitment process? So we will have a big public launch to explain this to you June 20th.
Yes, and you probably have seen us talk about it, advertise it in our weekly updates, in our newsletter. So for additional information on the launch, be sure to check out our newsletters. So, but Angie, you did mention that our schools are already testing for this, right? And there's 3 major assessments they test students on, is that right?
Yes, and so to help people understand a little bit better, when we say test your work readiness, what it's really testing is your foundational skills. There are a lot of employers that I hear on a regular basis from them, we would hire someone if we knew they were going to turn out to be a good employee. Even if they didn't have the skills we need, we'll train them on the technical skills.
Yes.
But we need those foundational skills to be in place before we invest in them. And so there are 3 different components of WorkKeys. The first is called applied math, and so they will test individuals using workplace scenarios. And the questions get increasingly harder. They give you a cheat sheet of formulas. It's not that scary. I've taken it. The second portion is called graphic literacy, and because so much information is now presented to us, it doesn't matter what industry you're in computer tables and charts and pie charts, they want people to be able to understand information that's presented to them graphically and be able to use that information in their jobs. And then the third portion is called locating information, and they give you scenarios where they pull a page out of your employee handbook or standard operating procedures for maybe a piece of equipment you're in charge of, and ask questions that demonstrate you're able to locate that information and what you've read, and you understand what you're supposed to do. And then there's a lot of other soft skills that are embedded in the questions that they ask. The reason that we're excited about this is that ACT has created a lot of different case studies of employers in many different industries who have been using WorkKeys in their hiring and their promotion process to great success. They will specify the return on investment. So we think that this is a really good solution for a lot of the employers in this region.
Yeah. And like we said, they're already testing in schools, but like let's say that you've already graduated and you just want to get tested for like a future job. There are testing sites here locally.
There are, and they're growing by the day. So
Right.
Bossier Parish Community College has a testing center, and they accept test applications from a member of the public. Soon, Northwest Louisiana Technical College, all 3 of their campuses in our region will be testing sites, as well as Southern University at Shreveport. So we have a huge team, as we mentioned. The Bossier Chamber, of course, is part of it. And everyone really sees how this kind of connects the dots for some of the workforce challenges we've had. And really what we like to say is it's helping us close our skills gap. There's a skills gap around the country, and we're trying to work on fixing ours.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we think this is a really good solution, and we hope you want to learn more about it.
So, just as an employer, why should I buy in?
If you look at some of the case studies, and I'm certain whatever industry you're in, there is already a case study that exists. employers speak very specifically about the return on investment in using WorkKeys and trying to find the right talent. The return on investment can be measured in terms of increased retention, lowered safety incidents once they hire new people, savings in recruitment and training costs. So this really can impact your bottom line. And in addition to that, if you decide that you want to recommend a certain WorkKeys score for one of your job openings, and you say a WorkKeys silver score is preferred for applicants, that means your HR staff can focus just on those resumes that come in who have WorkKeys silver scores, and that can really cut down on the amount of time it takes and all the applications they have to look through to find the right candidate.
So if you're me, or you're just an employee, why would you want to take the ACT Work Ready test? Why would that be beneficial for you?
It's a nationally recognized certificate. So of course we want people to stay in this area to find their jobs, but if they went to another state, it's recognized in over 25 different states around the country, and they've been offering this test for well over a decade. Also, I think it makes you, if say for instance you have a high school degree but haven't gone beyond that yet, this is a tool that can make you more competitive as a candidate. High school degrees, yes, they are important, but employers have a hard time really assessing the value of a high school diploma sometimes and making sure they have a right fit for the job.
Yeah.
And then additionally, if you're an existing employee, we've seen several different case studies of employers that have tested their existing workforce in certain occupations, and they find that they have diamonds in the rough among their existing workforce. One of the stories I remember, a woman tested platinum, which is the highest score you can get. Her employers were completely shocked, and they offered her a much better job, higher salary, bigger responsibilities, and she said never in her life would she have thought to apply for that job. So it was really a win-win for her and for the company.
It matches you up, like as an employee, a future employee, it would match me up with a job that I would probably like a lot better. So it's not putting me in a position where I hate and I'm going to want to quit. So it's a win-win for both parties involved.
Yes. Closing the skills gap,
Yeah.
demonstrating that you have the right skills for that job.
So you've already talked about that our schools are doing it, but can you kind of tell us why schools and students would want to participate? Like, what are the keys for that sector?
So right now at the high school level, students in the Jumpstart pathway, which is our new career, it's not new anymore, but our career and technical education pathway in high school, that pathway is preparing those students to either go straight to work immediately in whatever the chosen profession is that they're getting training for, or they can easily transition into training at one of our community and technical colleges and already probably get credit for classes that they've taken. To have WorkKeys under your belt along with the other industry credentials you're earning makes you a super competitive employee, which means you could even get a job while you're going to school after you graduate from high school.
Yeah.
We are starting to see our community and technical colleges embed WorkKeys into some of their training programs in very strategic programs. I imagine we will see this in some of the nursing and other healthcare programs. There are many case studies of healthcare employers that have used this for a lot of their frontline workers, those people who were first interacting with patients as they come in. Also, I think there's going to be more embedded in kind of first year experience classes about how to prepare to take WorkKeys. There's training curriculum that exists to help you if maybe you're weaker in the math portion. It can help you bring your score up. Right. Not everybody can earn the WorkKeys certificate. You do have to score at a high enough level to earn that. And the bottom level of the certificate is bronze. It goes up from there to platinum, bronze, silver, gold, platinum. But it's not a catch-all. So not everybody will earn the certificate on the first try, but there is training that can help them bring their score up so that they qualify for jobs that we have in our region right now.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And you said students that are on the Jumpstart pathway take it, but do students who just take the ACT and make a certain score also have the possibility or potential to take it as well?
I think we're going to have to learn a little bit more from our school systems. Right now, the state, the Department of Education, will pay for students who don't score an 18 or above on the ACT. They can take WorkKeys, and the school is not charged for that. The state pays for it. So we hope over time our school systems will see the value in more students taking WorkKeys and and can incorporate that into their budgets. But budgets are tight everywhere, so we're just thankful that they are testing the students they are right now. I think it's really going to help students who maybe haven't been given a lot of options until recently with Jumpstart, and it's a good tool. It's really going to benefit our community. It's going to benefit our employers, and as an economic developer, it's going to help me market our community better to prospective employers.
Well,
we're super excited.
That was our last question. So to kind of tie it back in, how does this help our workforce development, but also just our region and our economic development here by being a work-ready community?
So a real impetus for our organization as an economic development organization to pull people together to apply for this initiative. We have been asked over 2 different years when we've invited site selection consultants to come to our region to learn about our region so that we'll be front of mind whenever they're looking for sites to recommend to their clients. 2 different site selectors have asked if we were participating in the ACT Work Ready Communities Initiative. Because our region has, comparatively speaking, a low level of educational attainment in our workforce, we need other tools to demonstrate that we have a good workforce. And we do hear from our employers that we do, but we need other ways to demonstrate it, more data-driven ways to demonstrate it. As more of our population has a WorkKeys certificate, we will be able to quantify to a prospective employer the different levels that our workforce has on their WorkKeys test, and that can tell them so much about how our workforce fits with their occupation needs.
Well, I don't know about you, but all this sounds great. So I don't know why everyone isn't signing up.
Everyone should be signing up. And I think you're going to have a link to this in your newsletter.
Yeah, we've had a link to it the past few weeks. We're going to continue to have a link for your business to register until the official regional launch date, which is June the 20th.
Yes.
At the Bossier Civic Center.
The event starts at 8:30, but doors open at 8 o'clock. There's no charge for you to attend. We will have coffee. I think you're going to be really interested to hear from the people that we have on the platform that day. In particular, we're going to have an existing business that has been using WorkKeys very successfully from Central Louisiana with Gilchrist Construction. I've already heard her speak about this, and I'm just telling you, employers, you're going to want to hear what she has to say.
So sign up beforehand, but if you're still wanting more information, at least sign up to come to the event, and Angie will get you signed up when you're there.
So that Katie can get you the
Yeah,
we will
we
answer all
all-
your questions.
Yes. So, all right, Angie. Well, thank you so much for enlightening us and giving us a little bit more knowledge on ACT WorkKeys, and we hope to see you on June 20th.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.